twos to another lesson. Today we are going to be focusing on punctuation, and we're specifically looking at how to use a comma. So we have used commas before, but today we are going to learn two ways that we can use a comma. So before we start, we have to remind ourselves what a comma is. A comma looks like a full stop, but with a tail. And here in red, you can see the comma that I have drawn. It is like a full stop with a little tail. And it is written at the foot of a word. And if you look at my examples down here, you can see my word, and the comma goes at the bottom, at the foot of the word, not at the top. When we write a comma like that at the top, it changes its name to an apostrophe. So we want to make sure that we write it at the foot of a word. Let's look at two ways that we can use commas. So, these are the two ways that we are going to be learning about. The first way is when we make a list. So instead of using the word and over again, I can put a comma in between the words that I am using for my list. So let's look at the example. Tommy, Abiaz, Rio, and Jason are smiling. So instead of writing Tommy and Abiaz and Rio and Jason, I have made my sentence a little bit shorter by using commas. And when I see a comma, I can take a short breath. Listen carefully when I read the sentence to you. Tommy, Abiaz, Rio, and Jason are smiling. The second way that we can use commas are when we use the words yes and the word no. For example, yes, it is Wednesday, or no, it is not my birthday. So when we are using commas for the purpose of our lesson today, we are only going to be looking at number one. That is what we are practicing today. So before we are going to take our course books and start our work, we are going to do some examples on the whiteboard together to make sure we understand when we can use commas. So remember, we are looking at using commas today when we make a list. So when we are buying things or naming things, or there are a few people that are involved in something that we are doing, and we are making a list, we can use commas. We are now going to do some examples together. So on my whiteboard, I am going to start with my first sentence. At the market, I buy apples, pears, strawberries, and grapes. Now I have to add my commas. Can you see where I have listed a few things? So my list is in the things that I buy. First, I bought apples, pears, strawberries, and grapes. So I've bought 4 things. That is what is in my list. Now I am going to add my comma. So remember, the comma goes at the foot of a word, not at the top of a word. So where my list starts with apples. Apples is the first thing I've bought. The second thing I've bought is pears. So I don't want to put the word and in the middle because that will make my sentence much longer. So I can put a comma after the first word. So first, apples. Take a breath. Pears, that's my second one. What's my next thing I bought? Strawberries. So I have to put it at the foot of the word, at the end of that word. Not in the beginning of my new word. It's going to be at the end of this word. That's the third thing I've bought. Apples, pears, strawberries, and the last thing I bought is grapes. That's the fourth thing that I've bought. But do you see, before I get to grapes, there is another word in my sentence. That is the word and. Now remember, I wrote a comma here to take out the word and. So when I write the last thing that is in my list and I use the word and, I do not put a comma in front of and. You never put a comma in front of and or in front of the last thing in your list. So when you see the word and, you know there is no comma. But in between the other words where there is no and, you can put a comma. Let's do another example. For this example, let's start with at the zoo. I saw a monkey, crocodile, bird, lion, and peacock. End of sentence. Now, first what I need to do is find the place that I am making a list. My list is the things I saw. The things I saw was a monkey, that's number one, a crocodile, bird, lion, and peacock. I saw 5 animals at the zoo. Now I need to put my commas in. So the first thing that I saw was a monkey. That was the first thing. So after the first animal that I saw, I can put a comma at the foot of the word. The next animal I saw was a crocodile. And between crocodile and my next animal, bird, there is no word and, so I can put a comma. Next word, next thing I see is a bird. Between bird and lion, I do not see the word and, so I can put a comma. And then, after a lion, I see a peacock. Between the word lion and peacock, I can see the word and. So I do not put a comma after the word lion. It is the end and I leave my sentence just like that. So when I read, everywhere where there is a comma, I can take a short breath. At the zoo, I saw a monkey, crocodile, bird, lion, and peacock. Let's look at today's lesson. So I am going to read through this page with you. I will do the first example with you, and then you will have to complete the rest of the sentences on your own, as well as the activity that I will send. So let's look. We use commas when we write a series of nouns. Remember, a noun is something that I can see, taste, and touch. That means I am making a list. For example, Rita, Min, Susan, and Vina went to the market. Do you see in front of the word and there is no comma? Let's look at the next example. I like apples, oranges, bananas, grapes, and mangoes. Do you see again in front of the word and there is no comma? So do not forget, when you see the word and, remember, a comma is scared of the word and never wants to stand in front of that word. Let's do some of these examples together. It says, insert commas in the following sentences. Number 1, we study English, math, and science at school. So my list is English, math, and science. That is my list. So I go and look. My first word is English. I look for the word and. There is no and, so I can put in my comma, maths, and science. Between math and science, I see the word and. So I know that I do not add any commas. So this sentence will only have one comma. When you read your sentence, look carefully. Where are they making a list? I'm going to read the rest with you, and then you will do them on your own. Number 2, sharks, seals, and dolphins live in the ocean. 3, the show is on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Number 4, Simon plays cricket, tennis, football, hockey, and badminton. These are all different types of sports. And number 5, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red are the colors of the rainbow. So when you do this activity at home, you can use a color pencil to fill in your commas, and remember, no comma in front of the word and. I hope you all know now how to use commas. Remember, we are making a list. So you have to read your sentence carefully and look for the list inside your sentence. And before you put a comma, look for the word and, because a comma will never go in front of the word and. Good luck, year twos, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.